You are now listening to Serious Minds RNTV with your host, Professor Griff. The call-in number is 516-654-7688. That's 516-654-7688. This is Professor Griff, and this is Serious Minds RNTV. Serious Minds for Serious Minds. Seriously. The Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created to sharpen the mind by protecting cells and increasing neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. This is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. The Resurrection Formula. This male reproductive tonic elixir is the resurrection you've been looking for. It is a stimulating sexual tonic with mild androgen-like effects that is nourishing to the reproductive system. You can order them at www.professorgriff.me and www.seriousmindsinstitute.com. Just call 678-557-2919. Your health is your wealth. Peace.
Peace, family. Are you tired of being denied life necessities such as cars, housing, and credit cards due to lack of credit history? Then if so, give Brother New a call today. Brother New will help you legally boost your credit score by adding seasoned trade lines. Brother New also does credit consultations. Make the change today. Call 504-276-2033 or visit TradelinesWithGamba.com.
Do your children love learning? At the Institute for Self-Mastery, we've been homeschooling for 10 years. We didn't just hop on this because of what's going on now. Check us out, the Institute for Self-Mastery, ismhomeschool.org. Peace.
Greetings, family. All right. We're back for the second time today. Thanks to everyone for joining me for the second time today. Conversation we was having a little bit earlier kind of didn't sit right with me, so I said to myself, I think I better kind of make it happen again. Which is always a beautiful thing when you can kind of look at some of the things you said and didn't say, and you want to go back. Charles Williams, thank you very much, man. We appreciate you, good bro. When you want to go back and look at what you said, some of the things you could have said. So I just said to myself, okay, certain people at work, some people didn't catch the conversation, some people are used to coming on a little bit later on, 9 o'clock hour. But anyway, I want to thank everyone in the Serious Minds family that joins us every single night. So Quan, I'm doing part 2 of that conversation I had a little bit earlier, dealing with this whole idea of Johnson & Johnson being sued for $2 billion in reference to their baby powder that black women have been using for quite some time. So, there's a few things that that I kind of consciously know I didn't kind of go for the sake of time, but you said 2 billion is not enough. Okay. Rick Salam, Shaquille Muhammad. So I think it's a conversation that we have to have. regardless of how painful, because someone may benefit from the information that we kind of lay out. All right. So if you didn't catch the conversation earlier, we were talking about Johnson and Johnson. He's talking about baby powder, the talc. We were talking about the idea now of women. I think it's over 1,000 lawsuits on Johnson and Johnson, but Johnson Johnson is a company that didn't fold under the pressure. They had at least 20 products out there. Peace, idea. What's good with you? You good? So, to answer a $2 billion lawsuit probably is nothing for Johnson and Johnson. And then now they're back on the scene with a little bit more drama and then still thriving. You would think someone would say, okay, well, that company don't need to be in business if you know, they have a track record like, you know, they have. So I wanted to dive further into the subject and hopefully we can get deeper feedback from people. So let's see. Let me see. This information I'm about to lay out is really truly nothing new to anyone on this particular platform, but y'all should already know. We have to start presenting the quote unquote receipts. I guess that's what you call it. There's a book out that I think everyone.
My name is Harriet
should read, but I'm going to let her speak for herself, if that's all right with you, Quan. Our elder, now ancestor, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, laid out the definition of racism, white supremacy in the 9 areas, and I humbly, following in the footsteps of some others, added the 10th area, which is health. So the area of economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war, all 9, and we respectfully added health as the 10th. So this conversation needs to be very, very clear, especially to women. All right. So without any further ado, hold on. Try to dive into this subject as
My name is Harriet Washington. I'm a writer, medical ethicist. I wrote a book entitled Medical Apartheid, which was the first comprehensive social history of research with African Americans. And it dealt with not only history of medicine, but also with social ills, racism. And a lot of my work has also focused on the intersection of ethics, history, and race in this country as it pertains to medical practices. It's a special interest of mine. I also do some teaching. I teach a bioethics course at Columbia University and lecture widely in this country and abroad about medical ethics issues, everything from conspiracy theories to the erosion of informed consent. And I find a great deal to keep me occupied. I was very happy to be invited back to EVMS. I lecture at many medical schools and institutions across the country, but this one always stayed in my mind. I had especially warm memories of it, and I find it a really exciting place because of the progress and the focus on issues of medicine and medical practice and medical care that go beyond the clinical classwork and the clinical issues. The issues are embedded in our society, and they dramatically affect how people's health waxes and wanes. And this is a school, an institution that has always taken this to heart, has always understood that one can't treat people in isolation in a clinic or in a hospital bed, that the entire person has to be addressed. And that means addressing some unfortunate aspects of our society. And anyway, it's always had a special place in my heart, and I'm very happy to be back here. It's hard to know what first piqued my interest in looking at the history of ethics as it pertained to African Americans and their treatment by the medical institutions in this country. But I know that my initial desire to be a physician and working in hospitals for over 10 years certainly sharpened that interest. I saw many things that troubled me and disturbed me, many questions I had about the interactions between individual patients and clinicians. And I actually found that clinicians were often very open about discussing with me their own trepidation about the way they felt constrained to treat patients. But it was a really interesting experience I had that I recount in Medical Apartheid when I was running a poison control center in a hospital in upstate New York. We were allowed to have extra space that was ceded to us by radiology. And I also found an old file cabinet that I knew I could use in my office. So I'm opening this file cabinet, cleaning it out, and I found all these old filed folders of patients that had been forgotten. And being who I am, I read every last one of them, of course. And I was struck by the fact that these were patients who were being considered for kidney transplantation. But their files looked different, and the differences seemed to be assorted according to race. The files of the Black patients were very thin, and those of the white patients were fatter. It's because the ones of the white patients had reams and reams of documentation about their social history, positive. They had positive support from family and friends about their insurance that made them able to pay for this kind of procedure, and bolstering their claim, for a new kidney, called the social profile. The social profiles of the other patients, the Black ones, everyone had the word Negro stamped on it, and they were thinner. Although, in particular, I saw one file that were a gentleman who had insurance, had a loving family like the other patients, and yet the plan for this patient was not to help him find an organ, but to help him prepare for his imminent demise. And I thought, is it race that's separating these patients from a kidney that they need to live? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it certainly looked suspicious, and I had to know more. I think that triggered my interest. After that, I began looking everywhere to see whether or not Black and white patients were being treated equally with the same access to life-saving technologies. And dismayingly often, I saw that they were not. I wasn't a writer then. That's the interesting thing. I was running a poison control center, but when I became a writer, I knew it would be the first book that I felt passionately about, and it was. After I had the opportunity to train in medical ethics, I spent 2.5 years training in medical ethics, and one of the questions I had was that there was one study, and seemingly only one study, that was acknowledged and well known among many people, in which African Americans were mistreated, and that was a Tuskegee study. But I had already learned from my own curiosity, my own research, that there had been many, many studies, many of them, in fact, most of them, much worse than Tuskegee, studies in which African Americans were actively harmed, killed even. And I wondered why Tuskegee had such root in the American psyche. And I quickly realized it's because that's all people know about. Very often I would ask people about research with African Americans, clinical people, historians, people who should know. And they would only say Tuskegee. You're asking about Tuskegee, right? I'm like, no, I'm asking about everything else. I realized people did not know this history at all. And I went to international conference in Lubeck, Germany, of historians of medicine focused on medical experimentation in the 20th century. And They all said that only Tuskegee had harmed African Americans. I knew that wasn't true. So I began realizing the consequences of not understanding that there had been scores and scores of abusive medical research with African Americans over the decades. The consequences are that very often Tuskegee was dismissed as a terrible thing that happened, but it was accorded, the fears of African Americans to engage in medical research were accorded to Tuskegee. Well, they don't want to engage in medical research because they're overreacting to Tuskegee. It was called an overreaction to a single study, and I knew that wasn't true. I knew that people were actually reacting to centuries of abuse, and I thought it was really important to document that because nobody else had. When I went to the medical libraries in Europe and in the US, prestigious organizations like Harvard's Countway Library, you would find shelves filled with abuses toward whites and other groups, but nothing on the abuse of African Americans, nothing in books. But when I went to the basement and looked at the medical journals from the 18th, 19th century, I saw plenty there, but it was episodic. And I thought someone needs to pull this together so that people will understand that there's an entire canon of abusive research with African Americans. So people will stop dismissing it as a myth when these were actually all too real. And that's what I did. You know, it would have been good if I could have said the book ended with Tuskegee, that we had learned everything that we should have learned, but we didn't at all. So what's happened is that we have many, many abuses after Tuskegee, at least as many after Tuskegee as beforehand. And there is not a sphere of American medicine that has gone untouched. Radiation experiments, experiments with children, reproductive abuse and experimentation. It's everywhere. Any sphere in which there's an interaction of African Americans with the system, you're going to find their abuse by the system. And in research settings, it was even more prevalent because in research settings, unlike therapeutic settings, there's a laissez-faire attitude often reigned. The interesting thing is that today we comfort ourselves that we have this matrix of laws that protect research subjects, and we do. That's a good thing. But laws are only as good as the people who enforce them and adhere to them. And all too often, the laws are not being adhered to, and even more often, we are passing laws now that actually erode informed consent, that reduce people's right to say yes or no in medical research. And when we do that, African Americans are often the most frequent victims of that. So unfortunately, although we do not engage in the most horrific physical abuses of the 18th and 19th centuries, we still do have many, many research studies that are ethically problematic and frankly abusive. So we still have not learned everything that we should have. The most valuable takeaway for students is to understand that they are the people with the least power and the most to lose by implicitly or explicitly criticizing the system, criticizing their professors, criticizing the way medicine is performed. And yet it's absolutely critical that they have the courage to speak up if they think they see something wrong. There are several reasons for that. One reason is that medical students have, in my opinion, a privileged perspective. They're still not completely socialized as doctors. So they still are able to see things from a layperson's point of view. And frankly, most doctors lose that eventually. It's part of the training. And it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're socialized into a profession and you gain, frankly, so much more. But as medical students, you still have both worlds. You're training as a physician, you have that perspective, but you can still see things from a layperson's perspective. Sometimes only you can see that something is wrong. Sometimes only you can be sensitive enough to understand that something can be abusive. And it's critically important to speak up, even though it's risky, even though it might cost you something, because you may be the only one seeing this wrong. And you may even be successful. You may even convince your attendings, your superiors, your colleagues, that they need to reevaluate a practice or reevaluate a stance. So in that way, you can, and students have been, extremely important in advancing ethical thinking in medicine. I'm thinking, for example, of a group of London students. When I was studying medical ethics, in London, there were a few students who were being asked to do, as students had been asked to do for decades before them, you're going to learn to do a pelvic examination by practicing on this unconscious woman. She's been prepped for another surgery. She's unconscious. Now's your chance. Learn how to do a pelvic. And some students said, no, I don't want to do this. She hasn't given her permission. She's not awake, which means if I don't know what I'm doing. Should I hurt her? She can't even tell me. It's wrong. They convinced their attending. They convinced people in their hospital. That hospital stopped allowing this practice. Other hospitals fell in suit. And in this country, some hospitals also no longer allow this. So their vision actually changed the practice of medicine. And that's the most important thing I have to say to medical students.
All right. Greetings, family. So I hope that you were able to pull something from Miss Harriet Washington's words, hearing it from herself. All right. So the name of her books are Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from the Colonial Times to the present. Harriet A. Washington, Medical Apartheid. And of course, the one I just purchased, I'm not sure if it's new, but the one I just purchased a month or so ago, about 2 months ago, Deadly Monopolies. Deadly Monopolies. All right. The shocking corporate takeover of life itself and the consequences for your health and your medical future. Harriet A. Washington, Deadly Monopolies. Managed to get through Medical Apartheid with a group of us, dividing up the chapter, sharing it, and but the technique and the formula that I kind of offered us in the Serious Cipher was, once you get the physical book, look for the ebook or even the audio book, mainly the audio book online. Listen and read along. Because I know a lot of times our focus, our concentration, is just not there enough to get through it. And it is a very thick book, but I would encourage you. I would say that it's definitely a good read, and it's very informative. Something that you can apply to your own life, your family's life, and your children's lives down the road. So get the book, go get through it. Even if you have to put a book club together to get a couple of people together to help you get through it and discuss it. And Deadly Monopolies. I'm making my way through this one now. This one and about 5 other books. I just I just got 2 other books in the mail that I ordered. Forgot I ordered them, and I said, oh yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. But now I got to find the time to get through them. One of those books are called The Second. So dealing with the Second Amendment, racism and the Second Amendment. So please, family, make sure. So ECJ Robert's son, he says World War III is medical apartheid and genetic altering through germ warfare, vaccines, GMO food, radiation, weather manipulation, hydration, sound frequency altering, addictions, etc. Then he goes on to say Tuskegee experiment, Henrietta Lacks, Planned Parenthood, and the vax. It's a continuation. All right. All right. So that's where we are, fam. Our elders and our ancestors care enough about us to, sacrifice aspects of their life to give us this information. The least we could do is take it down off the bookshelves or order it, buy it, support them wherever they are. Go hear them speak, be in the audience, protect them with your energy, and make sure this information gets out. All right. Well, don't tell anyone you're writing a book, Tasha Williams. Just keep it to yourself. That's what I had to do with the psychological covert war on hip hop. I kept it to myself because I knew the people in the industry wouldn't like what I had to put in the book. Hey, but somebody got to tell the truth. It's there to be told. It's waiting on someone like us to come along to tell the truth. All right. And I know, Paul Higgins, you're absolutely correct. Population control is the end game for these devils. We need to wake up. I think we're awake, Paul. I'm not sure what segment of people that you're talking about. We're all awake. That's why we're having this conversation right now. So the people that you're talking about waking up probably are not going to wake up, Paul Higgins. So stop wasting your time with that one. Let's work with the people that are awake already. You ever think about that? We spend a lot of time trying to wake the other people up that don't want to be awakened. Stop shaking them. Stop telling them you got coffee brewing. Stop saying you're going to be late for the whatever. Let them sleep. Let them stay right there. That's cool. Some of us are awake already. So why can't the people that are awake, why can't those like minds come together? Like minds like mine. That's how I see it. I'm not wasting my time with those people that I've been trying to wake up for years. If you don't have it by now, do your thing. Because you're awake for every goddamn thing else. You're awake for everything else. So, you're right, Joe. Let them sleep, man. Let them stay right there. So I said early on, with putting this platform together, Serious Minds, that we're going to start dealing with aspects of solution think. We're going to be able to start coming up with solutions. This is why it's imperative that at least every week we present some of the information for you that you need. But after we present the information, it's up to you. It's not up to us. We're doing our part. Myself, Quan, Johnny Taylor, Great Filibuster, Little Goddess, and everyone else that comes on here that supports the platform. What was the other on King? What are you talking about? Street Talk Daily? I don't understand that. You got to make that clear. All right. All right. Okay. I mean, yeah, get in, merge into traffic. After you yield, merge into traffic, but stay in your lane. All right. Do what you do. If you can provide information, that's cool, but do what you do. I do what I do, and I encourage you to do what you do. All right. Okay. All right. So now let's fast forward to the the J&J lawsuit, $2 billion worth of lawsuit. All right? Maybe y'all can help me out. I know y'all be saying, this dude be asking for help all the goddamn time. I'm trying to put it in a nice way. I'd rather you kind of help me engage this conversation. If I just came on here every night and just kind of sit what I think and feel, y'all be like, damn, that dude's hard. Like, yeah, okay. All right. Let's talk, family. I'm going to share my screen again. Listen, I purposely do my thing in real time so you can do it too. You could look up Johnson & Johnson marketed baby powder to Black women amid cancer concerns. Look it up for yourself. Come on. Street Talk Daily, I hear you, but I'm a proponent of you don't straighten out a king's crown in public. You don't straighten the queen's crown in public. Not in that kind of way, but if it's respectful, got you. Young God 71, thanks, man. Really appreciate you. Chris G, peace. What's happening with you? Francine Smith, thank you very much for the information. All right. Charles Williams, you know that's right. All right. So Johnson & Johnson marketed baby powder to Black women amid cancer concerns, lawsuit says. A lawsuit alleging Johnson & Johnson marketed talcum-based baby powder to Black women amid concerns over the product and ovarian cancer risk was filed Tuesday on behalf of the National Council of Negro Women. Attorneys Ben Crump and Paul Napoli, who filed a lawsuit, accused the company in a statement Tuesday of specific marketing of talcum-based baby powder to Black women despite links to ovarian cancers. That's not Professor Griff. I'm just reading the article. Now, what that prompted me to do was go a little bit further. So then I went to my library and I pulled up these two books. I said, okay, can I find Johnson & Johnson? Can I find other companies? And then why is Johnson & Johnson still in existence after 1,000 lawsuits? After having to cough up $2 billion? Who stays in business after $2 billion lawsuit? You're being found guilty of having to pay $2 billion. Hell, man, if I had a pack of vegan M&Ms and I had to give up like 90% of them, I don't even want them no more. I'd be like, I'm gonna get me another pack here. I'm only playing, but I'm just saying, $2 billion? That homeschool life was good with you. Come on, family. Talk to me. $2 billion? Wow. And then now how many women won't report it? How many women can't because their relatives are dead? Francine Smith, you're absolutely correct. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, damn, that's probably some pocket change for them. I was thinking, damn, that's some petty cash. To Mookie, I got you. You're probably absolutely correct also. They're probably $1 trillion company. So $2 billion ain't nothing. Cat Mart 502, you need to look into this lawsuit then. All right. Let me get back to this. The case cites reports describing Johnson & Johnson's targeting marketing to Black women, including a report in 2019 from Reuters that nearly half of the company's spending on promotions for baby powder in 2008 and 2010 was directed at overweight and minority women. The vast majority of their marketing for baby powder with talcum in it was marketed and geared towards overweight, fat, chunky, unhealthy Black women. Okay. This lawsuit is about lives of our grandmothers, our mothers, our wives, sisters, and daughters, all of whom were cynically targeted by Johnson & Johnson, Crump said in a statement. All the while, company executives knew the risk of ovarian cancer from the talc. Scientific findings on the link between talc-based baby powder and ovarian cancer are mixed. Here's where the fuckery starts. Findings as far as back as 1970 have tied the product to ovarian cancer, according to the Food and Drug Administration. A study of 250,000 women led by the United States government and published in January 2020 in the Journal of American Medical Association, which Harriet Washington talks about, did not find strong evidence of a link between baby powder and ovarian cancer. However, the study did not differentiate between talc-based baby powder and other products made with cornstarch and alternatives. Aisha Ra, what's good with you? Aisha Ra, I'm going to text you Soleil's number, give her a call so you can work that out for Monday. I suggested breath and breathing and the breath associated with health and that kind of thing. So I'll send you a text. Street Talk Daily. If you don't get that punctuation and grammar correct, I'm looking at it and I'm trying to figure it out. I want to read it, but at the same time, I don't want to stumble over it. Help me out. Listen, love, I don't speak the King's English. Trust me, I don't. I don't. But I'm glancing from here to here, and if I stare too long, all right, but get it correct so I can read it. Seriously. All right, cool. How do you market to overweight women? Shit, ask fucking, oh, excuse my language. Ask Kentucky Fried Chicken, churches, ask Chick-fil-A, ask Piccadilly's and the rest of these places big women go. How? Wow. Sometimes it's kind of, I'm baffled at some of the things some people say. Like, how? The same way, Mr. Be Real, Miss Be Real, whoever you are, the same way you get 42,000 people shoved in Mercedes-Benz Stadium to see a fucking a listening party for Kanye West, and the fucker comes out with a goddamn stocking cap over his head and doesn't say one word the whole 2 or 3 hours they're in there, and people pay $80 to $100. That's how. Marinate on that. Trina Floyd, I do. Trina Floyd, I have that. One more time. Trina Floyd, I have it right here. Permanent scar. Won't go away. Along with the mercury that's in my mouth, frying my brain and my going into my blood. No, we're not gonna get on Kanye West. I'm just answering B Real's question. That's how. That's how you market, right? To overweight black women. It happens every single day. This diet plan, that diet plan, lose weight pill with this, and yeah. How much fake hair you think is sold? How many girdles you think are sold? How many splacks and splanks and all that other shit big women wear? That's how you market it. Joe Mullins, you was born in 1968. I was born in 1960. You gonna pay for it, Street Talk Daily? You talking about, that's, yeah. That's a sentence on my screen. Let me hold your credit card. You said you can have the mercury removed. Come on, call me. My number 678-557-2919. Let's go to the dentist together. They were talking $80,000 to remove the mercury out of my mouth. I'm talking about holistically. I'm talking about, yeah, no poisons and no chemicals in my mouth. Yo, let me hold your credit card, Street Talk Daily. Where you want to meet me at tomorrow? I'll give you my address, put it in the mail. Give me permission to use it. I'll be right there with you. All right. You're right, Young God 71. Fluoride is doing a number on us. Little Goddess said the highest paid drug company in the world, J&J, with more than $82 billion in annual revenue in 2020. Top products include Tylenol, Stelara, Invega, and various medical devices. Wow. 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 Crazy. That is crazy. All right, family. I guess we said it. All that we need to say. It is what it is, and this is what it is. We're not going to put the health of ourselves, our family, and our people in someone else's hands. All right? You are what you think you are. All right? We need to learn how to eat to live. All right? Not how to live to eat. All right? Once again, family, go to www.professorgriff.me, cop the resurrection formula, get it now. I think I have maybe 10 bottles left. And I know I got 10 bottles of the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. Go to www.professorgriff.me. Order both of them. All right? Mr. Edwards, sir, I got you coming, bro. All right? Family, if you've ordered it or you've ordered something else, as a matter of fact, I still got 10. Hold on. I got 10. I still got 10 PE hats. I tried to go see the bootlegger dude when I got back from Belize. He wasn't around. It's been raining, so I guess I'll catch up with him. I'm gonna probably see him on my birthday, my born day is Sunday, and see what else he got. All right, but I still have 10. Go to www.professorgriff.me or the hat. Oh, just text me 678-557-2919. As Quan says, if you would like to purchase merchandise, you can visit www.professorgriff.me or submit your payment to paypal.me/Professor Griff Corp. All right, we was doing a fundraising drive, and I should be sounding a little bit clear or clearer because I did get a mic. All right, so it's just that someone told me you probably didn't need a mic. You probably need to get closer to the microphone. Yeah, but if I get closer to the microphone, these glasses are not allowing me to read what's on the screen. I got to read it from back here. But we'll work it out. All right. I think I got about 10 more left. Few bottles of the Resurrection Formula and Serious Minds Brain Tonic. Support the platform. All right, family. I really appreciate y'all. All right, family. This is Professor Griff, and inshallah, I will definitely see you tomorrow. And yeah, it's something I want to kind of dive into tomorrow. This whole idea of this January 6th kind of like insurrection, and I'm kind of hearing like these Republicans and other people confused white people acting like they don't know what went down. It's hurting my brain. Now I'm on here telling you that I have bottles left. Why are you telling me that the resurrection is sold out? All right, I am telling you I have some. At least one bottle. You want me to hold one bottle for you? Sam Fenty X3? Call me. I'll hold one bottle for you. 678-557-2919. 678-557-2919. If you want to order the Resurrection Formula or Serious Minds Brain Tonic, just text me. I got you. All right. Yeah, 678-557-2919. Hold me on the dentist appointment. Come on, man. I don't want to walk around with this mercury in my mouth. Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, they done took my credit card and squeezed it. He's like, for real. All right. Sam Fenty, I got you. You got my number? All right, let's talk. All right, family. I'm about to get out of here. I love you all to life. All right, Quan. Peace. Thanks to everyone for supporting the platform. I love you all to life, fam. I am outie 5Gs, as they used to say. All right. All right. Peace, family. Make sure you get Harriet Washington's book, Medical Apartheid and Deadly Monopolies. All right. From now on, any conversation we have, we're going to start just producing the receipts. Here you go. All right. Love you all to life. Jazz and Nine, what's good with you, sis? All right. Love you all to life, fam. It's Professor Griff. I am out. Peace.
Peace, family. Are you tired of being denied life necessities such as cars, housing, and credit cards due to lack of credit history? Then if so, give Brother New a call today. Brother New will help you legally boost your credit score by adding seasoned trade lines. Brother New also does credit consultations. Make the change today. Call 504-276-2033 or visit TradelinesWithGamba.com.
The Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created to sharpen the mind by protecting cells and increasing neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. This is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. The Resurrection Formula. This male reproductive tonic elixir is the resurrection you've been looking for. It is a stimulating sexual tonic with mild androgen-like effects that is nourishing to the reproductive system. You can order them at www.professorgriff.me www.professorgriff.me and www.seriousmindsinstitute.com. Just call 678-557-2919. Your health is your wealth. Peace.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In today's climate, being safe is priority number one. With crime on the rise, we're all left with this magical question: how can I be safe and protect my family? Well, Professor Griff is offering a course that's similar to laser tag, but it's for adults. This safe and firearm-free course will train you in real-life scenarios so that you can avoid being a victim. This course is growing in popularity as a date night out. Add fun and excitement back into your love life, and the reviews are incredible. For more information, call this number below.